Ladies and gentlemen, Kusangpo, and welcome from the scenic view up here at RTC, where we have the home side RTC FC facing off against the other youth team, UGYEN Academy FC, in what should be quite an entertaining bout. Mostly a local lineup on the other side for RTC as well, so should be a decent matchup for UGYEN Academy going forward, who has been on a string of underperforming campaigns. Right now, UGYEN Academy planted solely at the bottom behind Tensung FC. UGYEN Academy only 3 points to their name, 25 goals. The difference they have to make up right now, only 1 win to their name as well among 7 games played. So a lot of work to do for UGYEN Academy going forward. On the other end, RTC, despite ups and downs in their campaign, they right now find themselves in a 4-way tie alongside BFF Tirang and Thimphu, and the opportunity to take themselves up in the top 3 today. And here is their starting 11 for today under head coach Ugin Doji. An interesting name there, which we will get to later on. It is Tendum Namgyal back in goal. Moving on to 32, Gedirin 25, and we have the return of Takin Sherab Doji. RTC's number 3, RTC's beloved captain, back donning that captain's armband as well. Welcome back to Bhutan, and welcome back to the BoB Bhutan Premier League. But moving on, the rest of his teammates. Tenzin Legdrup 22, Chimit Sedim 17, Abdul Majid Chamate 16, Pema Zampo 8, Kinzang Tenzin 11 and the ever so lovely, the beloved Dilip Monga got that winner last time around in his first start for RTC. The same expectations on him today. Even if he does not really perform that well, we know his work rate is going to work magic alongside the magician himself, Jigdrel Wangchun 19 for RTC, completing the starting 11 for the home side. On the other end of the spectrum, however, for UGYEN Academy, we do have pretty much more or less the same starting 11, their strongest 11, in fact, with a couple options on the bench as well. It is under head coach Kilidoji Lhochonyima on goal 33, Kanduwanchu number 4, Jigdrel Doji, their captain. Back again, did not see him for that one match or two. Ishit Sopel, number 12, Ronit Rai, 22, Chimidoji, 47, Ogantilla 8, Jamang Hindup, 14, Mawang Sonam, 11. Right now, the record for the fastest goal for that guy inside the 30-second mark. Not quite sure if it was 28, 29 or 30. Depends on which clock you are referring to. But the record is his. Alongside him is Pravin Rao up front. And their star forward, Santa Kumar Limbu. A lot at stake here today for UGYEN Academy, especially playing away. This is not a chance they will want to waste right now. RTC do not have the captain that has led their way throughout round one of their campaign. It was Babila who went down with an injury during warm-ups in their last outing over here at Changlimeta. Seems like he still is not good to go. Side Jamal Nathaniel Tete on the bench. We do have Kinzang Tenzin back in their starting 11. And right now, with the opportunity to separate themselves from the middle of the pack and get themselves 3 points within second place Paro FC, current second place Paro FC, because that may very well change. It has been a very exciting league so far. Personally speaking, it is a really great sign for football, Bhutanese football going forward, to have that many contenders throughout the league. And hopefully that race remains tight going on as well. Right now, Thimphu City in the lead. Paro FC next match against Tensung. 3 points there would take them right back up on top. Transport United right now in third place. So, do let me know which team you are supporting going forward. Do let me know which team has impressed you the most. And do let me know which team you think will come out on top today for RTC. All eyes will be on Takin. For UGYEN Academy, it will be Santa as always, carrying the expectations for that production up front. But as we await the players to get ready and get on the pitch, well, this was your commentator, Uganjish Tochi. I'll be back with you shortly as we simply await these players to get ready and get on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome RTC FC and UGYEN Academy FC.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo and welcome. Appearing on screen is RTC in blue. You can see donning that captain's armband, Sherab Doji. Number 3, Takin is back in Bhutan, and for RTC UGYEN Academy in orange as we await the national anthem to get things going. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Songpo, and welcome yet again to those of you who are tuning in right now and to those who missed the starting 11. Let me just quickly go through them again. It is Dendu Namgyal on goal at number 1. It is Sharap Doji, who's back number 3, their captain. Bema Songpo 8, Dilip Monga 9, Kinza Tenzin 11, Jigdril Wancha 13, Abdul Majid Chamate 16, Jimmy Sitim 17, Tenzin Legdrup 22, Gedarinchan 25, and UGYEN Wancha 32, Nathaniel Tete and Said Jamal on the bench. Sardar not in their bench as well. The referees right now, Chokyeom sitting Tandin. Well, apologies to referees. Chokyeom assisted by Tandin sitting, Hastabadur Rai and Virendra Rai, the 4th official. As for UGYEN Academy on the other end in their orange jersey, it is Lochonyima on goal at 33. Jigdril Doji, who's back as the captain, 15. Missed him for a game, I believe. Kanduwanchu 4. Pravinder Rao 7. UGYEN Chile 8. Santa Kumar Limbu 10. Ngawang Sonam 11. Ishitsobal Dendup 12. Jameng Linup Cheda 14. Ronit Rai 22. And Shimidoji for 7. As on screen right now. Also, seems like Lochonyima is donning the captain's armband somehow. In the squad list we were given, it was Jigdril Doji. That should not really be an incident of note. On screen again, Dilip for RTC. His heart, his energy that got them the winning goal last time around has now got him a proper place in the starting 11. Starting over Nathaniel Tete as well. But you can't really argue with that decision from their head coach. Dilip's hunger, Dilip's pace, Dilip's energy all throughout the entirety of the 90 minutes was a crucial aspect of RTC's game that they were missing again. Right now, Babila or Inshi Kelson went down last time around in warm-ups after an injury, and this time, not in their starting 11 again. Does not really seem like he is good to go. And there it is, the starting whistle to kick it off. UGYEN Academy in possession through their backline. Kanduwanchu getting involved early on. Last time proved to be really difficult. Holding down that fort without his partner in crime, Jigdril Doji, right alongside him in that centre-back position. This time that duo is complete. So should be much more difficult for them to contain. But given their play style, they would have very much preferred an opponent like Nathaniel Tete, against whom they could have used their height to their fullest capacity. But against one like Dilip, it will be a battle of pace, it will be a battle of position, and it will be a battle of focus. Again, said this last time around, but against a guy like Dilip, a momentary loss of focus will be all it takes for him to simply capitalize, and he doesn't really make any mistakes from his side as well. So complete trust on him to carry their offense forward. They do have Jigdril Sharap helping out back as well. UGYEN Wancha got that post in. Ngawang Sonam did get a couple of touches for UGYEN Academy right up in RTC's half in the first 30 seconds, and which we are now past. Looking back on it, thinking retrospectively, how crazy was it to have a goal inside those first 30 seconds? Just 1-2 passes until Ngawang Sonam simply decided to send that shot in, whether there was a defender there or not. But since have passed that benchmark, that record will remain the same as now. Through Abdul Majid Chamate, RTC, Jigdril dropping deep, but that pass will go far out. Sharap back to that flank. Pretty sure he was in Bhutan for a while, but this will be his first appearance in the match, and it will be in a proper start as well. UGYEN Academy right now, although they may be bottom of the table, by no means are they an opponent to underestimate. They can come up with miraculous attempts, miraculous possessions on top as well. The first proper test of UAE's life was experienced by Tsirang, who almost lost over at UGYEN Academy artificial turf. Had to bring out the best of Stefan Stalin to get that victory in. But right now, looking solid. RTC back to Dendup, and now Abdul Majid Chamatia, quite first couple of minutes. Dilip. Involved deep. Switch up over to that right now. It is Kinzang. Still Kinzang. Outlet jig drill will not get it. Chimmy, on the other hand, gets one right up in front to Pravin, who may find it before the defense has, yes, UGYEN Academy breached through. Only the finish left. Santa cannot quite net it in past a double follow-up. Well, not quite sure what happened. Did that go in? There was that first breach from Pravin. Santa right down the middle, deflected off of Abdul Majid. Dendup did seem like he made that save. But was it past the goal line? Again, this is a very nice angle. And no. Well, with how Santa reacted, I was second guessing myself, doubting myself with what I said. But Pravin this time did well, getting past Kedirinchen. Again, truly said, will be really difficult to find similar opportunities. But UGYEN Academy, their identity this season has been simply, to put it short, and to put it simple miracles have been their identity. They can come out with runs out of nowhere. They will lose possession. They will be dominated for 80 minutes. But that last couple of possessions will be all it takes. As RTC now, chance. But a scissor kick from Ngawang Sonam will send it right out. RTC, an immediate response after getting their heart rate, after getting a jump scare in the first couple of minutes from UGYEN Academy. And off of that, seems like it will be a corner for the home team. They do have Abdul Majid posted up against UGYEN Academy. Not really much of a disadvantage. Dilip also there, despite his lacking stature, his quickness does get him a lot of options as Abdul Majid got a proper header in. Appealing for last touch UGYEN Academy, but it will go out for a goal kick for Hochanyima. Both teams right now, although possession is slightly in favor of RTC, chances created, critical chances created, go both ways as now RTC look to get up their numbers. At the flank, mashed up against Chikdro, but that pass back in will create a mismatch for Pemazangpo, but that touch sets him right back into the stride of Pravin. And now Ngawang Sonam, shut up. Immediate impact on the return of the captain. A lot of nostalgia here, seeing him right back. The only thing missing right now is Babila, so hopefully he is doing a solid job on his recovery. I do believe a couple of these guys from RTC graduated recently, so congratulations on that. Not quite sure if they will continue to play for the club, but would love to see them continue on, as it is still a promising campaign for a majority of the teams right now, and they cannot They cannot bear to lose even one or two of their core, but this time right back, Gedrinche towards Tendo. RTC taking it slow. UGYEN Academy do have Santa and Praveen up front to create that chaos in that back line on hefty touches like that one. Santa covering that back pass. Gedrinche did well as he could against that intensity there from Santa. But that throw-in will go out towards Sharap. Left-footed. Kept right down the line. Jigdral may get a header in down towards a teammate, but Dilip up front, knocked down. It is clean. UGYEN Academy now in possession against a triple team, cannot find a dribble out. And now RTC in possession by way of their captain. They will send it back to Gedin. And down the middle, Jimmy Sittem. Not much passes. Left open right down the middle, but it does compromise that flank a little bit, out of which RTC will get that ricochet off at least, and it will be Lochanyumas to take Dilip. Well, did look like it was. Yep, not that strong, but definitely slides his ankles there. Lochanyuma. This time missing a signature accessory of his, the ninja headband he dons. Time and time again, well, even that would be far too less frequent. Does don that ninja headband pretty much all the time. This time around, not getting it up. Most athletes do tend to have a certain sort of ritual they get going before their matches, certain superstitions. But with that headband off, well, let's see what Lochanyuma gets up to today. As RTC right now do look like they will get that goalkeeper properly tested quite a bit as well, given a number of possessions they continue to get off of UGYEN Academy. Jimmy Sittem off to Gedin, tucking on the left. Shut up. Driven in, pass, open lane for a shot there, but a bit too nonchalant with that delivery. It will be Lochanyumas to take. The respectable efforts, at least in this match in the first 10 minutes, did come in the first 5. Since then, not really the same drive that we saw on those back-to-back possessions from UGYEN Academy and RTC. But still a long way to go. 80 more minutes to be played, and now back up to 33 to send it off for UGYEN Academy. Again, back out to RTC. They are being allowed a lot of room and a lot of space to operate, especially in their back line. Gedrinchen did face most of the pressure from Santa. Seems like he will be their target on those presses. Abdul Majid, his ball playing ability simply a bit too intimidating. As Dilip cannot get that finish off of that delivery. It will roll right out, however, and Tenzin Lektrup gets his first attempt of the evening. Again, Vampire, heavily challenged there by Ronit. Dilip, right in the middle of those two, at least managed to get his gravity working for him. But Tenzin Lektrup could have definitely done a better job getting on that finish. Just yesterday, Stefan Stalin came off with a beautiful, beautiful volley. Perfectly placed, perfectly set up as well. And plenty of power to boot as well. And RTC, their personnel, very, very capable of getting touches of that caliber, getting finishes of that caliber in against UGYEN Academy right now. But it does seem like these players will require a lot more calibration on screen. Sharaf Doji, their captain, back. Well, brilliant flick there. Back heel keeps it in the way for the captain, who will find a dribble down the middle. Pemazangpo still keeping it, holding his zone against the triple team. At least manages to get a poke out. Possession still for RTC, and a nutmeg through Pravinu Rao, and back to Abdul Majid Shamati. A lot of flair, a lot of confidence on that possession, but no initiative gained. It is back to the center line for a restart for RTC, who will send it right out again for Lochonyima. Hit a missed on that first effort, but Abdul Majid Shamate will send it right up down the middle. Heavy contest there up front from Jigdrill and Vampire. Their chemistry definitely gone up, and given the fact that RTC, since those two games where it was Jigdrill who was their sole contributor, have found plenty other options as well. But right now they will need guys like Pemazangpo to step up, as Pravin make a dangerous run right inside, but that delivery goes towards the goalkeeper. No threat there. Santa and Ngong Sonam right there as well as options. Could have either gotten that pass off for a shot from the edge of the box, or a delivery right inside for the tap-in, but went into narrow. Again, not really sure if he was allowed the angle and the comfort to get the angle he wanted, as a heavy triple team right up in front of RTC's bench. Yes, sends them down, and now RTC back in possession. Right now, a quarter of an hour has passed. Two brilliant attempts from both teams that didn't net it in, as per Mazangpo. Other than that first game, I'm not really sure if he converted on those attempts. Since that conversion, that 4-0, I believe the victory was, where it was a brace from Sado, another goal from Jigdrill, and that signature strike from Vampire. As now UGYEN Academy looking for a response. Ngong Sonam knocked down, but Santa still looking to keep possession. Abdul Majid will get plenty of power behind that ball to poke it off all the way down to the sidelines, but the referee will signal the throw-in to go the other way. Ron is right, ready to take it. Well, a closer look at that possession. Ngawang knocked down first. Santa. Well, still not sure as to which side the throw-in was supposed to go, but it has been given over to RTC. Ugiwanshu keeps it short for Vampire, heavily contested. It is Chimi who gets a poke in of Ugiwanshu, and now it will be UGYEN Academy with the throw-in. As they say, balls don't lie. Chimi, 47, has been a consistent performer for the UGYEN Academy side. Not quite the star power to shine like Santa up front, Pravin, or like Lochonyima on goal. But his ball-winning ability and the accuracy on his passes has been a definite factor as to why UGYEN Academy has, despite their losses, given their opponents a run for their money. But now with the opportunity for a decent set piece, it is Ngong Sonam. He has the whistle. Only a two-man ball, but simply lofted it up a bit too high. Also, right now, while the discussion is going on, there are three teams that feel completely local players, all Bhutanese players, no foreign signings. One is UGYEN Academy, the other is BFF Academy, and the other is the military side all the way from Tencheling at Windy City. It is Tensung. And right now, two of those teams are down at the bottom of the table. Tensung, second last, and UGYEN Academy right now 2 points behind Tensung. And a win here today still will not take them out of relegation zone, although it is too early to tell the future that lies in wait at the end of the season for these two teams. If they continue on with the form that they have put on display so far, can't really be that confident. UGYEN Academy not really getting the production out of their forwards in Pravin and Santa. Pravin, you wouldn't really expect to score goals. It is his pace, it is his unrelenting energy that places him in that winger spot. His ball-winning ability and his work rate to help back out on defense is amongst the best in the league. Their production up front from Santa, he does have plenty of goals, but the consistency is not something you would really be happy about. These goals have come in moments where goals wouldn't have mattered. They have simply been brilliant efforts, simply too late. Also, I might be a bit too harsh on the players, but I do have a tendency of jinxing whatever I say. So if I say something bad, good things happen for the players. So hopefully that is the case again. Was the same earlier when I was sharing my disappointments about the performance of a couple of players who did come into this season with a lot of expectations, but didn't really quite meet the mark. And right as I was saying that, they went in, scored goals, put up brilliant performances. So hopefully expecting the same from UGYEN Academy right now. Decent delivery off the crossbar. Dindum Namgya simply a second too late to react to that, but RTC not taking any breaks, has Dilip up front, posted it up. It is UGYEN Academy who will get a flick in, but it will now be a throw in for RTC deep inside UGYEN Academy territory. Not even getting a chance to take advantage of that momentum from that shot. RTC putting UGYEN Academy on a chokehold right now. Not really much the entirety of their team could do except for that goalkeeper on that delivery. And right now, simply fortunate that the scoreline still remains 0-0 as we steadily approach the 20-minute mark. A header will flick it right back out. Kinzang cuts in. That left foot may be open, but it is Vampire who takes one for the team and sobs it far and away. Solid chances from both. Again, look at that Chimmy. Did tell you guys he was a guy to look out for. He was a threat RTC would have to react to and respect as well. And almost put one in, a game of inches right now. As UGYEN Academy get a heavy touch in is enough to get it to Chimmy, but that follow-up not enough. But as has been the case in the BoB Bhutan Premier League, Pandemonium now sends it right back out to UGYEN Academy, who is struggling to retain that possession for a bit longer than seconds at a time. Sherab helping out all the way down the middle. UGYEN got a proper challenge in, but UGYEN Academy still manages to find an outlet at least, and a follow-up from that left. Plenty of pace on that attempt. A little bit more grounded there from their former captain. And it would be a completely different story right now, as Tendo will want to at least get a couple of words over to his defenders, who are simply leaving a lot of room in their blind spots. Typically, even if play is developing on one side of the ground, you would like to have at least one or two that is aware of the positioning and the runs that are happening behind, and the space that are being exposed as a result of your midfielders committing to that overload down on that flank. But hopefully RTC will not be punished for this. UGYEN Academy are capable of brilliant goals. UGYEN looking for an option. Just a minute past the 20-minute mark. It is Vampire again. Already has plenty of shots to his name right now, but none on target. As Lochonyima does well delaying that attack long enough for his teammates to send it right off. It is a throw-in that they will be able to live with. A corner, on the other hand, if you have guys like Tenchonio or Nyimongdi, wouldn't really want to concede, get those throw-ins from that range. But RTC, so Chanyima punches it right out. Chimi, Dilip again, look at that work rate. Despite a body being in the way, his agility and quickness, his motor got him right up in front, and it is RTC's ball. No surprise if you have players working that hard, but UGYEN Academy, on the other hand, do have players with similar attributes as well. But Santa with that touch gets initiative the other way. Ambitious shot there, but not enough quality in that effort to get it past Denum Namgyal. Still 0-0. It will be Denum Namgyal's to take for RTC. Solid move there from UGYEN. Finds the outlet towards Pravin. Does have a lot of runners up front on the wing. Sherab putting up a tight contest. Jigdral helping out, but that lane will be open for a pass. But did end up crossing the line. It will be RTC's throw-in to take. Down middle. Zangpo. Off to Abdul Majid Shamate, who drives one in. Dilip, not quite sure if he got a touch in, but Hishesh Sobel did send it right back to Lochanyima. Solid delivery, but Santa can't quite expect him to win that aerial battle over a guy like Abdul Majid Shamate. Simply too much disadvantage up in the air up front for UGYEN Academy. Sending those long, and given the work rate that UGYEN Academy has, are getting them a lot of possessions back. So still a real possibility that UGYEN Academy will keep trying with those long balls again and again towards their forward in Santa and Pravin. But right now RTC in possession. Flick back, shut up, gets an angle right down the middle towards an UGYEN Academy personnel, who will send it out right down the halfway line. Abdul Shamate's header flicked right out. Khandu matched up against Dilip, who ended up getting the header over the centre back. Jigdral making that appeal for that handball, but it will play on again. Easy to miss, but Dilip just won the header over Khandu, won't you? Amazing work rate from RTC's forward right now. If there were any, with that, definitely should not be any more questions as to why he got that spot over Nathaniel Tete. His work rate simply too good to be true. Slowly starting to becoming a fan of that number 9, as again can't quite get the trajectory correct. Misses that header completely. Ronit, again, one of the cornerstones of this UGYEN Academy squad. If need be, he can go up, but that wing back position is where he does a really great job against pretty much any matchup. So despite the team's record right now, can't really attribute them towards a couple of players. As Pema, that hand will force a restart right down the middle. A lot of space for a wind up. Pema Zangpo pass directed towards RTC's 8, but it will be poked right off. And now UGYEN Academy. Harsh challenge from behind there by Kinza. Wintonle. UGYEN Academy. This time they do have a lot of personnel up front, but that pass will not make its way towards even one. And now Sherab with the throw-in. Abdul Majid Shamate. Santa steadily making progress up front, and that does enough to open up a lot of space right down the middle. As Pravin inverting, may find a shot, but will pass it up front instead to Ngawang Sonam, who sent it without much power. Not sure if that was a shot or a pass towards Abdul. As Dilip, look again. Very strong challenge there. As Kandu knocked down on sent away on that first shoulder. At least gets the recovery in, and now UGYEN Academy will force it right back to RTC's defenders, and a whistle on a bit too much energy there. Again, a look at that. Simply shoved the big centre back out of his way. Half an hour in, no goals, but it has been a pleasure watching both teams operate. And most of that joy from Dilip Mongar up front for RTC. Abdul Majid right down that line. Vampire looking to get some space, but that pass will go out towards the wing. Kinzang gets the trajectory correct. Header in right towards UGYEN. Gets a lot of pressure up. Kandru, not really many angles for Ronit to work with. And UGYEN Academy keeping possession. Online, now down that right flank. Not many numbers. There is 4 against 6. And it will be RTC with the numbers advantage coming right back in with possession. Not a sense of urgency right now from RTC. As solid defending this time from UGYEN Academy will force it out for a corner, I think, as Ronit again. Also, right now, UGYEN Academy up against RTC, they do have pretty much a balanced presence in terms of stature and aerial ability in Jiktrel, Kandu, and a couple other guys. Lochonyima himself very capable in these sorts of situations, as Abdul Majid will not get that header, and well, the whistle will go up, nullifying the attack anyways, and Lochonyima's it is to take the other way. Solid there from UGYEN Academy. They will not want to give away that many opportunities over to RTC. Their defense right now has been their shining point given the drought their forwards are facing. As Pravin gets past Sherab, but that final outlet clipped by Gideon, and now Chimi trying from afar. Solid effort, but will not connect this time around. His earlier delivery that hit the crossbar with so much power. Now a memory of a distant past that they will want to reignite again and again throughout the entirety of this match. Because given how the situation is going with Academy's short passes and build-up, not really progressing. as per their game plan or their expectations. On the other end, RTC's defensive effort are committing to drives from Pravin down on the wing and tap-ins from Santa right inside that box, and primarily at the edge of the 6-yard box. So that does open up a lot of space at the edge of the box and a bit farther beyond than that for guys like Chimmy, maybe Santa, maybe Ngawang to take those shots for themselves. But the accuracy will be a factor they need to keep in mind, because although they are getting a lot of shots, they are wasting a lot of possessions as well. As RTC through Pema gets it right back in, attempted to stop and go, but missed the footing. And now Santa. Not quite sure what he was aiming for after a setup of that level. As both teams still 0-0. 33 minutes in, and now RTC with the restart. Abdul Majid Shamate. Pemazangpo, Naong Sonam gets a clean poke in. Pemazangpo not expecting that challenge from behind, as UGYEN Academy a bit too ambitious for the pace of their passes. A mismatch between their tempo and their passes, as Kinzang had an angle for a left-footed shot if he wanted to try that out, as this time clipped. Naong Sonam a bit too late on that challenge. Jimmy Sitim will be sent down. And yet another opportunity, this time for RTC to get a clean delivery in. Jimmy Sitim, a crucial part of that win last time around, where Dilip had that winning goal. Did well, keeping calm, keeping the tempo alive for RTC, as Sharab takes a left-footed one in right towards Locho Nyima. Had the trajectory correct, at least aimed at top corner's far post, but just couldn't put enough pressure there. Also, Locho Nyima anticipating that shot, same shot as well. UGYEN Academy, you have had your fair share of chances to get yourselves warmed up, get yourselves calibrated. Now just take a moment to breathe, calm yourselves down, because you will not get chances like this again and again. Jigdral stepping up to take that throw in. Plays it short, back to Jigdral, forces it right down congested traffic. Lucky that Kanduwanchu was on the end of that second ball, sent the other way by RTC. And a dangerous boot there. Tenzin leg through towards that header. Just fortunate at this point that we did not have any sort of collision. Possibly did not see that challenge coming in from right up front. Jigdral, decent delivery, back post, Ngawang Sonam let it roll. Could have at least tried to get a sort of touch in, at least. That sort of ranges. Well, there again was winding up that right foot, but the angle of that ball a bit awkward there for Ngawang Sonam, who panicked and did not know what to do going forward. Well, UGYEN Academy doing a solid job, but Kinzang, despite those challenges, still at least got a clean dribble out. Couldn't finalize his decision on that ball, kept it alive for much longer than he should have. And now UGYEN Academy against Pema. Trying to get one in down that right flank, but will not get past the captain. Leg drop. Easy dribble there past Chimmy. Down the wing. Shut up. Helping out. Again, to those of our viewers who tuned in at a much later time, for RTC, their beloved captain, Sherab Toji, is back in the starting 11. He is on screen, right down the middle. Plenty of impact since his return right now in this match at least. Can't quite help with their drought up in front. But Dilip has been a joy to watch. A lot of solid efforts from RTC's number 9, who is making his second start of the season. Shut up. Guess that throw in, but intercepted. Pravin can't quite drill a pass through the legs of Sharam. It will still be RTC's. Right down the middle. Driven towards Pema. But simply too far as Sharam makes quick work of that possession and will give his team time to regroup. UGYEN Academy looked promising, at least given the energy they were playing with, but that pass will fall short slightly. And still UGYEN Academy's possession to take, but a bit too much pressure there. RTC's throw-in it is. Again, early on, they did have a wonderful opportunity inside the first 5 minutes where UGYEN Academy could have taken the lead there and then. But right now it is RTC with a decent delivery in. Head up, will keep it right back out. Kinzang, one-on-one, mashed up, has the space, will poke it out again. Ugiwachul, right-footed. Flicked up and high by Khandu, but it is still RTC's to take. Chikdal covering that flank, puts a body in the way of that pass. And finally, danger averted. Chimi making that run against Abdul Majid Shamate. And now Sherab it is. 5 minutes remain until the end of the first half. Pemazampo now facing an UGYEN Academy side that may be tired seeing that many waves come at them again and again. If they will want to catch UGYEN Academy off guard, this stretch may be an opportunity as Pemazampo gets a contested pass in towards Kinzang. Sitim. Still Jimmy Sitim, left-footed towards Pema, who will lob on over to that other flank, waiting right inside that box. Was Dilip, who wanted to set it right up for a shot, but clipped it with a bit too much shoulder there to get a chance for that right foot. Again, his earlier goal in that last match for RTC was by way of a fantastic header. And right now, those instincts of his, instincts of his, not yet put to the fullest use. Not many chances for him created by the rest of his squad. They have attempted far more attempts from way downtown than they have inside the box. As Dilip right now has been creating all of his chances by himself. Stumble there from Hochonyima, but fortunately that was not on target. Electro, nice to see that level of hustle, that level of heart to go for that shot no matter what before the other guy can reach in to contest it. Less than 3 minutes remain. Lochonyima sends it out right down the middle. But that header will be RTC's. Cleared right back off. The second ball is the home team's. Chimidoji does well getting a contest in. Abdul Majid Shamate. UGYEN Academy, they do have a compact press up front, but it will let loose a lot of angles to get deliveries right inside, which they do. RTC off of a brilliant move, flicks it in. Still possession alive. Pemazampo on that left will try to get it between the legs of Ngaung Sonam, who will do a great job closing it right in before Pemazampo could reach it proper. And it will be RTC's corner to take. So far, no clear advantage for RTC on those headers. It has been either Jigdrill or Kandu. Sending it off again and again. But right now, in these tying minutes, the chance for a hero to shine, but that will not be for RTC to take. Shut up against Santa. It is Pemazampo who comes out top somehow as the winner. And now Chimi gets a wonderful feint in, and that outlet towards Ngaung despite the pressure there from Sharap. As UGYEN Academy find a lane down the right to work with. Gedan stepping up, providing plenty of coverage, but that header will send it right back out. Decent delivery. Pravin posted right up there as well. But UGYEN Academy will still get possession to try again in the last minute. We still do have extra time to work with. So both of these teams, for the sake of momentum, will not want to go into the halftime break at level, and they will want a goal to at least give themselves a certain breathing room and a certain set of confidence that has long since disappeared. As Lochonyima hesitating against Dilip, that energy and motor has worked a lot of wonders for RTC. This time almost did as well, as one more minute has been added in. Santa's header keeps it under control, but Pravin having since dropped deep to help out in defense. Can't really travel up front that fast, can he? RTC looking solid in possession the last couple of minutes. Decent pass in. Pemazampo, however, will not be able to find a teammate, and now UGYEN Academy sets it up in motion. Right down the middle. Ngaung Sonam clipped that ball far too under, too much spin, and not enough contact as we end the first half 0-0 for both sides. Again, a reminder, it is a team up at 10 points fighting off against bottom-ranked UGYEN Academy down at 3, and right now this match is looking pretty level. Despite seeing the return of RTC's long-time captain Sharap Tochi, not really the best results he would have liked in his return back home at RTC, but that is where we are right now. Plenty of chances created from both sides. UGYEN Academy had the better chances to have that opening and maybe add one or two more up on top. But solid defensive efforts from Abdul Majid. Even on the other end, Lochonyima will keep it 0-0 for now until we resume the second half. This was your commentator, Winter Shitoji. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you think the scoreline will be going forward, because if these teams make any proper changes or just simply get their heads correct going forward, we should see the level that they are well and proper capable of. But see you guys until the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, Sangpo and welcome to the second half of yet another match day here in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. It is RTC FC with their captain returning, Sharab Tochi, back from injury against UGYEN Academy. Also, to those of you who may be wondering, Babila or Isha Kelson, the one who captained the entirety of their campaign this season, last time around in their last match, he did go down with an injury during warm-ups. So, not quite sure if he's fit enough to come back in. So, still, he is not on the bench as well. So, shouldn't really expect him coming back in. All he's got to do right now is prioritize recovery and come back in strong and in his fullest of capacity. But right now, no goals to each team's name. UGYEN Academy did have a lot of clear chances early on, which they simply couldn't convert point blank as well. On the other, they also did have Chimi, who made a fantastic strike from distance that went off the crossbar. If it was on target, then it didn't really look like he was going to save it. As for RTC, they have completely dominated in terms of possession. They haven't really been the cleanest in terms of that aspect, But they have held on to a lot of possessions, which culminated in a lot of his attacks fizzling out. Pemazangpo has gotten a lot of efforts for himself, which has ended in similar fashion as that pass just now right then. Still a lot of football left to be desired from both teams. UGYEN Academy, definitely a chance. Cannot count them out. They are right now, unfortunately, in the bottom position of the table, 10th in the rankings, right below Tensung. At 3 points to their name, only one win so far in RTC's campaign. The rest of them, all of them, have been losses. But one thing to look beyond and deeper into the score, into their record, is the fact that they have not made it really easy for any other team to get that victory in. Scorelines may look unfortunate, but it is simply UGYEN Academy unable to convert on the chances they are creating successfully. On the other end, RTC a lot to gain right now. They are in a four-way tie, 4 teams locked in at 10 points. A win here could elevate them right above Transport United, who are at 12, and bring them within 3 points of current second place Paro. Pema clipped by a late challenge from behind and now in a favorable position. It is Jimmy Sitim. It is Sharab Toji on that ball for RTC. So far, most of their opportunities have been wasted. Did have one left-footed effort from Sharab, which was brilliantly on target, top corner as well. But Locho Nima, completely anticipating it, did not really have much to do. Right now, seems like it will be Sharab as well. And I had a point blank with Locho Nima putting a hand out. What a save there from the goalkeeper. Thought it was going in. No defender in sight. But no defender needed as well for Locho Nima. Up in the air, Kinzang. Solid contact on that header as well. Plenty of power. But Locho Nima, amazing reflexes there from the goalkeeper, and RTC will restart from a corner. Driven in, follow-up header. This time still kept alive. Pemazangpo on the other flank, however, forced to retreat. It is up against a double team. Can he come back out? Not quite. It is Ugenchile with the escape. And now UGYEN Academy the chance to go for a counter. Quick backtrack there from Kinzang, who will get yet another yellow card. Hasn't really gotten a red, but so many yellow cards to his name. I do believe he was suspended for that triple yellow for that one game. So you will have to be careful going forward. It was a last-ditch effort right now. Didn't want to see that opportunity develop any further than it already did. And that has warranted a yellow card from today's referee, Chokiyom. Over to Kinzang. And now Chikdrill launches one in, but it is off to the left. Ngong Sonam stride too far behind to recover on that poor attempt. Danger averted. Kedin does have Sharap right down on that left flank. 5 minutes in the second half, RTC had the chance to make it one and get the lead, but UGYEN Academy through Lochonyima now has reinvigorated the rest of their team, who will go for a shot from way downtown. But it will be a decent effort. Again, a closer look at that. Kenzang unmarked Kanduwanchu all the way over there, but he was taking care of Abdul Majid Chamate. And Jigdrill covering Dilip left Kenzang with a lot of advantage and a lot of space. Back to RTC. It is UGYEN Academy that are steadily creeping in from behind, snatching momentum one play at a time. And it forces Tenduk to send it out down long, out of which it will be RTC off of a heavy touch, getting a lane there to send it down to Pravin, who will keep it down under control. Not quite clean, but it will work. Gets to it first before Kinzang. Pravin laid there. Kinzang now behind it is Pema Zangpo, who will send it down to that left, but Jigdrill posted right down the way. Now clipped by Kinzang again. Already had a yellow card just the play before. Will not want to keep piling on those sorts of challenges. It is nice to see that level of passion to deny possession any inch up front. But you will have to be very, very mindful to keep it clean as Jigdrill sends one in right down the middle. Chance save up front for Dilip. But despite his motor, even he was unable to get at the end of that ball. RTC, in such moments where the other team has momentum, they have shown us that they are capable of turning it right back around off of a brilliant shot there, but Lochonyima. A great save from the goalkeeper as well, and it will be RTC's corner to take yet again. Not much personnel to distribute, in terms of stature at least, to cover for the many aerial threats that RTC are forwarding up against them. And hopefully this time around, UGYEN Academy does not leave gaps the way they did on that Kinzang header. And now looking to serve it in, Sharap. Dilip right in front of Socho, but it will be Abdul Majid Chamate. A foreign signing unable to keep that ball under control. Send it as high as that ball came from. And it will be Lochos to start with again as a silent stretch since the start of the game, to be fair, as both teams still struggle with their finishing. Of course, for RTC, they are doing a great job. It has been Lochonyima denying them time and time again. On the other end, UGYEN Academy right now getting no chances since the one they did right up in front of goal that was denied by Abdul Chamate with the body in the way. Right up inside the first 5 minutes, and that was a long time ago. Not quite sure what adjustments were made during the halftime break. But all of them seems to have went out the window as they stepped right into the ground here at RTC. As UGYEN Academy again, proper read there from Gedden, stealing it right back from behind. And now down on that right flank, plenty of decent shots already from that side as Pema unable to body Khandru, who has a proper advantage in terms of weight class. Right down the middle, Jigdrill. Tried a cheeky delivery in, but that fake will open up better angle from far out and it will go right out. No contact there from UGYEN Academy. It will be goal kick for Lochonyima. So to our dear viewers, do let me know which team you are in support of right now. Both our academic institutions, RTC will have their home ground alongside a couple others. UGYEN Academy does have the prestige of being an academic institution as well. With most of their supporters on vacation right now. Not quite sure if they are tuned in, but they look like they will need all the support they can get. Only imagine if their home crowd were able to travel like Drukpa FC's cheering squad are able to, as RTC get a clean delivery in, but Kanwansho flicks it off with a decent header. But still, anyone's to take. Kinzang it is, flicks it off to that left flank. Jigdrell stepping up to take that matchup against Shetup. No RTC body in the way of that delivery, but Jigdrell will get the second ball. A man down right inside that D area, but no time to breathe. RTC will send it way too hard on that cross. And finally, evaluations underway. A drought right now for Santa. But surprisingly, he has a lot of goals to his name. His performance, if you look at the full match so far in all of their games, hasn't really shown us the promise that we know he's capable of. But somehow, somewhere, always ends up netting one in surprise moments. But in those moments where he has found his goals, those efforts will not have mattered towards their record going forward, at least in the positive direction. Because by the time he scores a goal, it's simple consolations and not proper deciders that you would want to expect out of your starting striker. And right now, by no means are they getting a shortage in terms of attacking opportunities. They are simply not able to find the passes to build it up close to Santa, who is having to drop deep quite a lot on the receiving end of those passes from the rest of his team, which, to be fair, feel very desperate. They are ambitious from far away, expecting for Santa to work his way all the way from midfield up to the front by himself, which is practically impossible for anyone. Even for world-class talents, it would be really hard to do so consistently, and right now they are simply youngsters. You will need to work as a team, and right now the first test will be to fight off against this wave as RTC get a clearance off, wanting a call there. Well, a closer look. Jigdrell does look like it could be yes, it is. It was a handball. The referee right up in front as well. Probably had too many bodies in the way of that vision. But RTC still with possession, deflection. It will be a corner for RTC. Simply unfortunate that RTC will not get the opportunity they wanted off of that handball. Yep, now looks much clearer. But if the saying, ball don't lie, may ever come true, this may very well be a moment for RTC to take proper advantage of it. Sit him. Run up, delivery, driven low and cleared off by Aaron. A try for yet another restart for RTC. Also, seems like two subs are being brought in. There's Nathaniel Tete coming in for Dilip. And 14. Coming in for Tenzin Legtrup. Quick restart. Shetup looking to serve within with the left. It will be UGYEN Academy who will find the header. Nathaniel Tete brought in exactly for those sorts of situations, will not find an opportunity to attack that ball. And now right back out to Dendrup Gilson, despite that press there from Pravin. Dilip now walking off, did his best. Just simply couldn't find the advantages he would very well have liked to take advantage of. As the primary striker, you wouldn't really want a guy like that, to be fair. A guy with that much motor would typically be the option you want, cutting in on the runs that your main striker is making, or taking advantage of cleanup duties off of rebounds that we know Dilip is very, very capable of. In fact, last time around, it was Dilip who was playing that primary striker role, but his goal did come off of Jigdrill's rebound off of that shot, where Dilip's work rate was put on full display. But right now, it may very well be Nathaniel Tete up front to take advantage of all those set-piece opportunities, corners and deliveries up high in the air that are seeing a lot of gaps from UGYEN Academy in between Jigdrill, who is playing all around the field right now, and Kanduwachu, who is the lone big man in that back line more often than not. Still 0-0 right now. Nathaniel Tete coming into this match with a lot of expectations as that deflection takes it right back out to Oslocho Nyima, who will not find enough power to clear it in, but finds a teammate at least who will connect it right up back to Abdul Majid Chamate, whose header now to Aspema Zangpo, winding up left foot. Well, at least there was an exciting promise in the first couple of seconds of that possession. And now back to Lochonyima. UGYEN Academy, right towards Sherab, and now Kinza, back to Sherab. Kedin right behind, options right down the middle as well. It will go back to Kedin. Abdul Majid Chamate, the other partner on that back line for Kedin. And now clean delivery down that flank. The only question now is, can RTC find that spark of life, that brilliance to get a couple of clean passes in and immediately up front where they could get a decent look past Lochonyima. Solid effort from UGYEN Academy's forwards right now, keeping possession inside RTC's own half. Not many clear advantages. Look at that again. That zone not allowing for many clean angles. RTC will have to play with a lot of risk if they want to get their passes in. A shut up this time towards Pyamazangpo, who finds a surprising amount of space as Pravin committed up front. And now a header. Jimmy Namgyal lobs it right inside. Not quite the power on the cleanup there as they would have liked. Danger still not averted. Shut up. This time Chimiris. Shut up. Nathaniel Tete, his first proper touches will set it up for Jigdrill, who could not quite fight off that double team that was blitzing his way. Let alone time to react, did not even have time to think on that possession. And solid defending there from UGYEN Academy to force yet another possession deep inside RTC's own half. Kedin Abdul Majid right there, but it will be taken off by another. And a delivery right down the middle. Nathaniel Tete posted up. Khandu wants you, not leaving any room for the foreigner. The foreign signing to turn around, and now Khandu looking to post up against Tete. A shoulder in the way. And that will be enough. Too much commitment, too much strength. And now Pemazangpo has the space, left-footed, but went right towards Socho Nyima. Pemazangpo, you're much better than that. A difficult spell for Vampire this season, as his signature long shots unable to find their mark again and again and again and again and again. He did have success with that very same shot from that very range in their first match up in that very ground. But since then, it has been a run of shambles for RTC's number 8. As unfortunate as it may be, that has been the truth of this season. But still, a lot of hopes on that man, because we know when he delivers with majesty, he delivers with brilliance. Still too early. Might be proven wrong as RTC get possession midfield this time. UGYEN Academy, not much numbers in that back line. Kinzang on that wing, mashed up against Chigdral. Try to get a heavy touch in. Chimi got a proper read, but stolen off right again. Kinzang, and now Pravin off is Pemazangpo, but the whistle will go against RTC. The solid power there from Chigdral. RTC again losing initiative over to the other team. Back to Abdul Majid Chamate. 7 minutes past the 1 hour mark. Still a lot more football to be played here at RTC Artificial Turf. Pemazangpo pokes it off to that flank and shut up, keep it alive. Milliseconds too late. It will be UGYEN Academy's throw in to take. Chigdral. Nathaniel Tete. Caught a boot in. Chimits hit him. Back to Geden, and now Dendra Namgyal. No rush from both teams. Again, they are trying to play it quick, but that is not working. So just play it slow, just play it safe, just play it clean. There's no use rushing if your passes are going to go over to the other team. As RTC getting the pace up just ever so slightly. Delivery right inside Locha Nyima. Solid save in. If he had missed Nathaniel Tete right there. Pinpoint accuracy on that cross, but Locha Nyima the first to react. But danger still not over. This time taking it is Chimits hit him off of that corner. They do have Nathaniel Tete for a proper opportunity, a proper look from those opportunities. Abdul may commit up front as well. Nyima punches it off. Abdul plays it back. Shut up. Santa. His rush will create a lot of space. Dendra Namgyal. Mistake. Passed right to UGYEN Academy. Pravin opportunity, but that may not have been the best of decisions. 7 was offside. would have done well to keep it under control on that first try. As now RTC putting pressure the other way around. That pass will go right towards Sherab. The captain that has been missing at their helm. Finally back towards Bema. As the struggles continue for both sides. Nathaniel Tete keeps it under control. Jimmy Namgyal now off to the flank. Jigdrill looking up, taking his time to scan. Down the flanks, delivery, lofted in, but right towards Lochanyama again. At this point, feeling like there's a very powerful magnet stuck somewhere on the back of Lochanyama that is simply taking those balls right towards the goalkeeper. Even in those moments from RTC where it was sure to be a goal, Lochanyama somehow ended up putting his hand in speeds of an elite caliber. As now UGYEN Academy the other way, too nonchalant with that effort. Need to put a bit more soul into it. This time they do at least, but too close to the ground and too straight for the goalkeeper. Easy save and still level at 0-0. Lochanyama again, Kenzang right up there, but the goalkeeper will let it roll the other way towards Khandu. Played long, Sherab, solid touch in. Santa did get a chance to contest on that second touch, but RTC at this point training drills for their centre backs to get that ball distributed amongst themselves away from the UA press, as a set of brilliant moves sends him down, but possession still alive. Well, at least it was hopeful for the first couple of seconds. As UGYEN steals it right back, and UGYEN Academy back to Abdul Majid Chamate. Zangpo, RTC still struggling to find a clean outlet, but half of that credit is towards UGYEN Academy's pressure. As yet again, that opportunity, same opportunity, creates a strike there from Santa, but right towards the chest of Geddon it is. Solid defending, got the read in on the trajectory and the ball and the post behind him, put himself right in the middle of it all to get that deflection in, and then Namgyal will be ever so grateful. That ball did look very dangerous. A proper strike this time around from Santa. Interrupted mid-flight, but will want to get one in again. As now Jimmy Sitim taking it the other way. Khandu gets a header. UGYEN Academy too heavy of a touch there. Shoulders 50-51 by RTC, and now Abdul Majid Chamate. On the wing, RTC really liking that right flank, and no reason not to. It is the magician Jigdrill down on that right, who will earn a corner for RTC. Taking it is Sherab, who has been taking those left-footed deliveries to swerve it in for a much easier header. So far, his deliveries have made minimal mistakes. A bit short in terms of power. UGYEN Academy, final touch. They were appealing for that touch on Nathaniel Tete, but wasn't really the case. And Pema Zangpo His shots aren't really falling, but doesn't mean he can't help out in other aspects, which he was really great in. As now Pravin down that right. One-on-one, UGYEN Academy, can they change the scoreline? RTC still in possession. UGYEN Academy showing really bright flashes. RTC down that right, faked that first delivery, played it back. UGYEN back again, this time space opening up, dribble, successful. Only a loft needed, which is in finally from Nathaniel Tete. A casual setup down on that line. Misled UGYEN Academy's defense into thinking there wasn't a threat. And in that slight moment of laziness, in that slight moment of doubt and relaxation, this time even Locho Nyima caught off guard, not expecting that run from Nathaniel Tete. All credits to that run from that wing and that delivery just past Jig Drill to finally break the deadlock here at RTC, and it is the home side that gets the first to go. Look at that again, Locho Nyima, his reactions right there, just simply too late. RTC's coach definitely loving the decision to have put Nathaniel Tete in place of Dilip for that situation exactly. They do have Abdul Majid. They do not have Ishe, who typically is a threat in those sorts of situations as well. But Nathaniel Tete deservedly proving his impact in the minutes he gets right now in this match. It is RTC 1, UGYEN Academy 0. A bit more than 10 minutes remaining as UGYEN Academy, their counter-offensives blazing fast as always. RTC subs right now, making a solid impact here in this match. Their captain finally coming alive, Sherab, doing his best to get involved in the offensive efforts up front. UA now on the back foot, but still 10 minutes left to prove themselves and get a long-awaited point. Even a point right now would be much better than the record they have going for them. Only one game and a lot of losses, which puts them bottom of the table. But at least if they can get a win here today, 2 goals, which it may be, will get them above Tensung and finally above rank 10. But doesn't really look like it's going to happen if they continue to play this level and style of football. These kids are very, very capable, no doubt about that. They simply need to get their heads right and in this game. Again, did have Jigdrell right behind. Shimi trying to force it. This time, fortunate enough, does at least get a throw in, but that joy will not last for long. As up the other way, failed clearance. Kinzang looking to drive it in. Challenge way too late there. And a yellow card on Hishe Tsopel Tendup. That challenge, too desperate, did catch the ball, but went in far too deep, clipped Kinzang right alongside as well. Again on screen, Jimmy Namgyal do believe that assist for Tette's goal was his. Both of them brought in as substitutions in the second half. And right now looking like they are progressing with absolute fire. 70 minutes of despair. Finally a run ended courtesy of a brilliant goal from Nathaniel Tette, but they will not want to stop here. Sharap has been taking those deliveries. This time switches it up right inside. Chaos. Lochanyema almost distracted by that run from Kinzang. Almost went in had it not been aimed directly at the goalkeeper. Again, a closer look at that. Jimmy Sitim took one solid. Had it been a little bit more towards the sides and more towards the post, that distraction from Kinzang could very well have made it go in. But they do get yet another chance. Sharap playing it short. Jigdrell back to Sharap from a much better angle. Maybe an attempt. It is lofted in. Had a decent there from Gederinchan. But it will miss the target by quite a lot. Gedan. Frantic clearance there by RTC, who will look like they may have to fight off a dangerous chance. Chimitochi, again, his gift with the ball at his feet on full display. But right now, his passes, which he is typically very good at, consistently so as well, are not working. Again, one of the reasons is desperation and rush. The weight of the score right now bearing heavy on his shoulders. And he's trying to force a lot of passes in, despite not having the angle available to him. As Tete got off a shot, but it is deflected. RTC's throw in to take. As it seems like we have a couple other substitutions coming in. Keza Jimmy. Coming out, Ugewanshu. Sangezer and Keza Jimmy, the substitutions right now. Ugewanshu taken out. Still RTCs to take. Throw in, played short. Might have been a bit too hard on that return. RTC retreating. UGYEN Academy throw in. Also, too, let me know where you guys are watching this broadcast from. Because both being academic institutions, I do believe most of their supporters are on vacation right now. But if you're in and around nearby, do join us to support your team live where the matches are being played if you're anywhere near as well. But back to the match at hand, a bit more than 5 minutes remain. RTC kicks it right back out. Kinza, right there. Jigdra lets it roll. Shut up. Tried to roll it in past the first, but did not account for the second. Well, seems like he did. Edge of the box D area. Zangpo still. Masterful on that first possession, but lost all that flair on that recovery. As now UGYEN Academy, Jigdrill helping out up front, may get that pass back, but right down the middle posted up was Keza Jimmy. Left no room there for that pass to get through. And Jimmy Namgyal. Back to Abdul Majid Tendrub. Last 5 minutes. UGYEN Academy still a lot of chances. It is still only one. RTC will not want to sit back and relax because it is not comfortable at all. If UGYEN Academy can get a couple of proper chances like they did in the first 10 minutes, it may be a different story going forward. But right now, RTC, if they can hold on to possession, they may very well have this game in the bag. Abdul Majid. UGYEN Academy at this point in the game, pretty sure they will be fighting more than RTC. Fatigue and desperation, their other opponents. And look at the space RTC are getting to maneuver their ball right around the entirety of their back line. Early on, that wasn't the case. It didn't really get much time to react or think. But this time, a clean dribble will take it right down midfield. Poked right out, it is Pema Zangpo. Opportunity building itself right from scratch as Kinzang. Solid feint there. Keza Jimmy. Pema Zangpo still. And there again, Jimmy Sitim doing what he does really best, calming the tempo of the game down. Last time around, without Ichigelson, it was up to him. Also, Babila got injured in the warm-ups for their last match, in which Jimmy Sitim took on that role, which we typically have seen in recent matches. Played the role of that defensive midfielder role, helping build up, helping out with build-up as that first line. It was Jimmy Sitim that kept the calm, kept the tempo down, kept it in favor for RTC this time around. In this closing minutes, while the job is still not done, Jimmy Sitim looked like he will be helping his teammates. Remember that one goal will be maybe all it takes to get the 3 points here right now. Back out to Lochanyima. UGYEN Academy, fortunate enough to at least have gotten a touch in, but they still do have 2 minutes left to work with, not including additional time. Unless they continue to make those kinds of plays. As Ngong Tin Zirao is being brought in for Ngong Solam. Shut up. Clean in towards Gedden, and now the other flank. RTC fakes that first one, gets that pass out finally. Nathaniel Tete abusing that pace, but not really the option you want to go with if there's a guy right up in front of you. Still a bit more time left to play with. RTC look like they will close off this, however, unless a strike of pure miraculous intentions, maybe even divine intervention at this point. Well, right on time. Prayers up indeed. UGYEN Academy sends tumbling down an RTC. 3 minutes added. And now a set piece from a dangerous, dangerous zone off the ground. There could have been a lot more other options you could have proceeded with. But because of that one decision, UGYEN Academy now the chance to make things level. It will have to be an all-out battle because open play, not really something UGYEN Academy will want to work with. Khandru helping out in that effort has been posted up alongside Sherab and behind Nathaniel Tete. Now Tezirabke right inside, far post as well if they can find a gap in or enough of a distraction or maybe a screen over from basketball in to get an open lane. Chimitochi, his deliveries. Can he set one up this time? Way too strong. And UGYEN Academy may have lost what may have been their last chance to bring things level. And RTC, a bit more than a minute left, back for Dendub Namgyal to get things going. Dendub, right down the middle. UGYEN Academy's header takes it right back to Jigdrill, whose left foot will at least keep it in the way of a teammate. But not quite for long as RTC. 1 minute left. Keza Jimmy now off to the flank. Jimmy Namgyal. Merciless there from UGYEN Academy on that defensive effort. Still Jimmy Namgyal's throw in. Played back. Kept under control. Sherab looking to switch things up. Again, job still not done. 30 seconds left. UGYEN Academy putting the pressure up. They are intensifying the pace a little bit, making it awkward for RTC to get a proper run in as Nathaniel Tete lobs on up in. Pema Zangpo keeps it under control. Left foot right to us. Socho Nyamai again. Solid goalkeeping from Lochanyima, but at the same time, all the shots from RTC are going right towards the goalkeeper who isn't really having to move around even so slightly to get under that ball. This time the same case, RTC. And there it is. A desolate first 70 minutes for both sides. RTC will get away with the win. 1-0 against UGYEN Academy, who put up a magnificent defensive effort, especially their goalkeeper, Sochonyima, who made so many saves. But the misery of being a football team's #1 on full display. You make that many saves, but you let one in, and that is all for your team. Hopefully he takes it positively. Still very young and a lot more room for growth from the UA goalkeeper and the rest of their 11. On the other hand, RTC, despite the win, the coach may not really be satisfied with the way they played. It was a game between a team up at 10 points who now are up to 13 versus a team all the way down in the bottom at 3 points to their name. But that is the beauty of football. You never really know who will win. You can get a team all the way from the lowest of leagues, have them match up against a team in the highest of leagues, and the odds will never exactly truly be 100%. That was the case here today. RTC barely managed to claw their way back into a victory and now find themselves up in third place. But Much love to you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the interactions. This was your commentator, Ugintashi Doji. And until the next one, do let me know which team you are supporting going forward. Do let me know which team you think will end up on top. Until then, also, much thanks to our sponsors, BoB, our internet partners, Bhutan Telecom Limited, our beverage partners, Coca-Cola. We also have our clothing partners, Hummel. Also, do subscribe to the BoB Bhutan Football Federation channel here on YouTube. If you haven't already, do go give our pages out on Facebook a like as well. It is the BoB Bhutan Premier League, BoB Women's National League, and the Bhutan Football Federation. Until then, this was your commentator again, Ugintash Toji. See you guys in the next one.
Number 7 look on. Lagi jam 7 aja. Let's take a look.